What rich people know about money that destroys their lives. Not what poor people think rich people know. Not secrets about investing or building wealth. Something darker. Something that wealthy people discover and can't unknow. Something that changes every relationship, every interaction, every moment. Something that isolates you, traps you, ruins what used to be simple and good. If you've ever thought being rich would solve your problems, comment money below. I'm recording this because there's something wealthy people know that non-wealthy people don't understand. Something we discover after we have money, after we're rich, after we've achieved what everyone else is chasing. And this knowledge, this understanding that only comes from living with wealth, it destroys things, ruins things, makes life harder in ways that seem impossible to people who don't have money, makes problems that money was supposed to solve become worse, not better. And the terrible thing, the truly devastating thing, is that you can't go back. Once you have money, once people know you have money, once you've crossed that line into wealth, everything changes, permanently, irreversibly. You can't undo it, can't unknow what you know, can't return to how life was before. The knowledge ruins things forever. I'm going to tell you what rich people know, what we discover, what changes everything, what destroys our lives in ways that seem ridiculous to people who are struggling financially. Because from the outside, our problems seem like non-problems. Oh, being rich is hard? Poor you. But these problems are real. These problems destroy relationships, destroy trust, destroy simple joy, destroy life in ways that money can't fix. Because money created the problems. What we know, nobody wants you, they want your money. This is the first thing you learn when you become wealthy. The thing that changes every relationship forever. The knowledge that destroys trust. The understanding that isolates you completely. Nobody wants you anymore. They want your money. They want what you can give them. They want what you can do for them. They want access to your wealth. But they don't want you. Not really. Not the actual person underneath the wealth. They want the money. And once you realize that, once you see it clearly, you can't unsee it. Can't trust anyone. Can't form real relationships. Can't know if anyone actually cares about you or just cares about your money. Let me tell you when I first realized this. First truly understood it. I just had a major success. Company sold, became wealthy publicly, visibly wealthy. And suddenly, people were interested in me. People who'd never paid attention before, people who'd never cared. Suddenly they wanted to reconnect, wanted to be friends, wanted to spend time together, wanted to talk, wanted to be involved in my life. And at first, I thought, great. Success brings opportunities, brings connections, brings relationships. People want to be around successful people. That's normal. That's fine. That makes sense. But then I noticed patterns. Every conversation led to asks. Every connection involved requests. Every friendship came with expectations. Could I invest in their business? Could I introduce them to someone? Could I donate to their cause? Could I help with their problem? Could I? Always something. Always a reason. Always an angle. Nobody just wanted to be friends. Nobody just wanted to know me. Everyone wanted something. I remember a specific moment, an old friend, someone I'd known for years, before money, before success, real friendship. Or so I thought. We were having dinner, catching up, and mid-conversation, casually, he mentioned a business idea. Asked if I'd invest, not aggressively, not pushy, just mentioned it, like it was natural. Like of course he'd ask. Like that's what friends do. And I realized that's why we were having dinner. That's why he reached out. That's why he wanted to reconnect. Not because he missed me, not because he valued our friendship, because he wanted investment, because he saw opportunity, because I had money and he wanted some. The friendship was over in that moment. Not because he asked, but because I realized I'd never know if anyone actually wanted me or just wanted my money. Every relationship from that point on would be suspect. Every friendship would be questioned. Every connection would be analyzed for hidden motives. Because once you realize that people value your money more than they value you, you can't trust anyone, can't form real relationships, can't know what's real and what's transactional. What it destroys, the ability to trust. This knowledge that people want your money, not you, it destroys the ability to trust completely, permanently. Once you know this, once you've seen it repeatedly, once you've been disappointed enough times, you stop trusting, stop believing people's motives are pure. Stop thinking anyone wants you for who you are instead of what you have. Every new person you meet, you wonder, do they know I'm wealthy? Are they talking to me because I'm interesting or because I'm rich? Would they be here if I had nothing? Would they care about me if I couldn't do anything for them? Every old friend who reconnects, you question, why now? Why after all this time? What do they want? What's the real reason for reaching out? Because in your experience, there's always a reason, always an ask, always something they want. Every relationship, even family, becomes suspect. Does my family love me or love what I can provide? Do my children want me or want my money? Does anyone care about me as a person, or do they all just care about what I can give them? You can't know, can't be sure, can't trust. Because you've been burned too many times, seen too many people reveal their true motives, watched too many relationships turn transactional. This destroys intimacy, destroys connection, destroys real relationship. Because real relationship requires trust, requires believing the other person cares about you, requires vulnerability, requires opening up. And you can't do any of that when you don't trust motives, when you're constantly wondering what they want, when you're always waiting for the ask, when you know from experience that it's coming, that everyone wants something, that nobody's motives are pure, so you isolate, not because you want to, because you have to protect yourself, because being disappointed repeatedly by people you thought cared about you, that's painful. That destroys you. So you stop letting people in. Stop forming connections. Stop trusting. Because trusting leads to disappointment. Leads to realizing they wanted money, not you. Leads to loss. Better to be alone than to be used. Better to be isolated than to be disappointed again. What we know, money doesn't buy happiness, but it buys away simple joys. Second thing wealthy people know, money doesn't buy happiness. Everyone knows this theoretically. But there's something deeper, something worse. Money doesn't just fail to buy happiness. It actively destroys the simple joys that used to create happiness. Takes away the small things that used to feel good, ruins the experiences that used to be satisfying. When you have limited money, small things matter. Small pleasures create real joy. Saving up for something special and finally buying it, that feels good. Getting an unexpected bonus and treating yourself, that's exciting. Finding a great deal, that's satisfying. Simple pleasures, small joys, things that create happiness despite or because of limited resources. When you have unlimited money, those joys disappear. You can buy anything, anytime. Nothing is special, nothing is earned, nothing is saved for. Nothing creates anticipation. Nothing feels like a treat. Everything is available. Everything is accessible. Everything is easy. And when everything is easy, nothing feels good. I remember when I first made serious money, one of the first things I did, I bought something I'd wanted for years, something I'd been saving for, something that used to feel out of reach, and I bought it. Just walked in and bought it. No saving, no waiting, no anticipating, just bought it. And it felt empty, hollow. The thing was the same, but the joy wasn't there. Because the joy wasn't in the thing, it was in the wanting, the saving, the anticipating, the earning, the finally getting something you'd worked for. That's what felt good. Not the thing itself, the process, the earning, the achievement. With unlimited money, there's no process, no earning, no achievement, just acquisition, just having, just buying. And having things without earning them doesn't create joy, doesn't create satisfaction, doesn't create happiness, just creates emptiness, just creates the realization that the thing isn't what mattered. The journey to the thing mattered. And money eliminated the journey. This ruins everything. Every small pleasure, every simple joy, every experience that used to create happiness. Going out to eat used to be special, used to be a treat, used to be something you saved for, looked forward to, enjoyed. Now it's just eating, just food, just another meal. Nothing special, nothing exciting, nothing that creates joy. Because when you can afford any restaurant anytime, restaurants aren't treats. They're just where you eat. Travel used to be adventure, used to be saving and planning and anticipating and experiencing something rare and special. Now it's just going places, just getting on planes, just being somewhere else. Nothing special, nothing exciting, nothing that creates the same joy it used to create. Because when you can go anywhere, anytime, nowhere is special. Everywhere is just another place. Gifts used to matter, used to feel meaningful, used to be thought, put into what someone could afford and would appreciate. Now gifts feel transactional, empty. Because what do you give someone who can buy anything? What do they give you when you can buy anything? Gifts lose meaning when money eliminates limits, when anything is accessible, when thought and constraint and creativity aren't necessary because money solves everything. Achievements used to feel good, used to create pride, used to matter. Now achievements feel empty because they're not achievements anymore. They're just purchases. Just things money made possible. Not things you earned through effort and sacrifice and work. Just things money bought. And things money buys don't create the same satisfaction as things you earn. Every simple pleasure gets ruined. Every small joy gets destroyed. Every experience that used to create happiness gets emptied of meaning. Because money removes the elements that created joy, the earning, the saving, the anticipating, the achieving, the sacrificing. Money makes everything easy, and easy doesn't create joy. Difficulty creates joy, earning creates joy, achievement creates joy. Money removes all of that and leaves you with things but no joy, with experiences but no satisfaction. With everything and nothing simultaneously, what we know, you're trapped in wealth. Third thing wealthy people know, you can't escape, can't go back, can't return to simple, can't unknow what you know, can't undo what wealth has done. You're trapped, permanently, irreversibly, in a life that's simultaneously privileged and empty, easy and joyless, abundant and isolating. You can't spend down to zero and return to normal life, because people know you had money, know you're choosing to not have it, know it's performance, not reality, know you could access it any time. So it doesn't change anything, doesn't create trust, doesn't enable real relationships, doesn't recreate simple joys, just looks like weird affectation, like playing at poverty, like pretending you can't hide wealth anymore, can't pretend you don't have it, can't interact with people as equals, can't form friendships without money being part of it, because people know or find out or assume, and once they know, everything changes. They treat you differently, relate to you differently, want things from you, see you as wealthy person, not person. And you can't undo that, can't make them forget, can't return to being seen as just a person instead of as a wealthy person. You can't enjoy simple things anymore, can't recreate the joy of saving for something special, can't experience the satisfaction of earning something, can't feel the excitement of something rare and precious. Because you know you can have anything anytime. Know that special isn't special when everything is accessible. Know that rare doesn't exist when money eliminates rarity. You've lost the ability to experience simple joy, and you can't get it back. Wealth creates prison, not obviously, not visibly, but completely. You're trapped in wealth, trapped in what it's done to your life, trapped in what it's destroyed. Trapped in knowledge you can't unknow. Trapped in isolation you can't escape. Trapped in relationships you can't trust. Trapped in joys you can't feel. You're trapped by people's expectations. People expect wealthy people to act certain ways, be certain ways, give certain things, support certain causes. You're not just a person anymore. You're a wealthy person, and wealthy people have obligations, have responsibilities, have expectations placed on them. You can't just be, can't just live, can't just exist as person. You have to perform wealth, have to be a wealthy person, have to meet expectations, have to play the role. You're trapped in performing what people expect wealth to look like. You're trapped by security concerns. You have to be careful, have to protect yourself, have to worry about people wanting your money in ways that go beyond just asking, have to worry about safety, about kidnapping, about schemes, about people trying to take what you have. You can't be open, can't be trusting, can't be casual about your life, because wealth makes you target, makes you vulnerable in ways you weren't before. You're trapped in constant vigilance. You're trapped by loss of normalcy. You can't do normal things normally anymore. Can't shop without being recognized or treated differently. Can't interact with service people as equals. Can't have casual conversations without wealth being part of it. Can't move through world as normal person. Everything is filtered through wealth. Everything is changed by people knowing you have money. You're trapped in abnormal existence. In life, where normal isn't possible, where simple is gone, where casual doesn't exist. If you're chasing wealth right now, if you think making money will solve your problems, if you think being rich will make life better, if you believe wealth creates happiness, I need you to understand what you're chasing, what you're actually going to get, what the real cost is. Money will solve your financial problems completely. You won't worry about bills, won't stress about survival, won't fear losing your home. Those problems will be gone. That's real. That matters. Financial security is valuable, is important, is worth having. But money will create new problems. Problems you don't anticipate. Problems you can't imagine until you have money. Problems that destroy things you don't realize matter until they're destroyed. Problems that money can't solve because money created them. You lose the ability to trust people. You'll wonder about everyone's motives. You'll question every relationship. You'll isolate yourself to avoid being used. You'll lose connection. You'll lose intimacy. You'll lose relationships that feel real. Because money makes relationships feel transactional. You'll lose simple joys. Things that make you happy now, they won't make you happy then. Small pleasures will become meaningless. Simple treats will feel empty. Achievements will feel hollow. Because money removes the earning, the saving, the achieving that created joy. Money gives you things but takes away the satisfaction of getting them. You'll lose normalcy. You won't relate to normal people anymore, won't share normal concerns, won't participate in normal life. You'll be separated, isolated, living an experience that most people can't understand, can't relate to, can't share, and that isolation is lonelier than any financial struggle. Share this if you've ever thought being rich would solve everything. Comment money if this changed how you think about wealth. Subscribe for more truth about what success actually costs and what it actually gives you.